It was a warm summer morning in Rankin County, Missouri, a place where the quiet hum of daily life masked the darkness that was about to unfold. Carly Gregg, a seemingly ordinary teenager, lived in this small community where everyone thought they knew each other well. But beneath Carly's calm exterior simmered a secret, a resentment so deep it would tear her family apart in the most shocking way. The harrowing kitchen camera video played at 15-year-old Carly Gregg's murder trial on Tuesday appeared to show the Mississippi teen hiding something behind her back and walking towards her bedroom just moments before the sounds of 3 gunshots and her mother screaming could be heard. Gregg then returned to the kitchen and started fiddling with a phone, possibly texting. Prosecutors have alleged that she used her mother's phone to lure Heath Smylie to the house by texting, "When will you be home, honey?" and that she later shot him in the shoulder before the man wrestled the gun away from her. Prosecutors have also alleged that Gregg texted one of her own friends, BW, to come over to the house claiming that there was an emergency. Once the friend arrived, Gregg allegedly asked her if she had ever seen a dead body before leading the witness to the victim's body and saying her stepfather was next. Gregg left the kitchen upon hearing sounds of her mother dying. She returned a few minutes later and started tending to her dogs. Nearly 50 minutes later, video from the garage showed Gregg running away after she allegedly shot Heath Smylie and struggled with him over the gun.
What's your son's wearing? Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short, brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck. It's okay.
Does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think there's one live round left in it. I opened the cylinder. I went in the back door. She tried to shoot me.
Hey, I need some gloves. He's grazed, but he's too. It went through his shirt.
You got me right there.
Magnolia Place, they gave us side of injury.
She went over the side back towards my vehicle. She might have looked around this way.
Might look back, going back towards the pond right there.
Hold on just a second. It's a 357 revolver.
Hey, she does not have the firearm. The firearm is here at the house. Hey, he's been grazed, but So he's 22? He didn't really knock out him. Look at his gloves. Will you take that tape right there and just go to those trees, from my car to those trees? Actually, go from the mailbox. Is it through? It's a 357.
C7? Okay. 14, she's like a straight A student.
Does she have any kind of, what's her name?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? How old is she?
14. She'll be 15 next month.
Okay.
I can't even work. She's got me one for the door.
Hey, y'all do be advised, there's several firearms in the house. Watch the search.
We're gonna roll over and I'm gonna see if my ears just get ringing. Okay.
There was a white male walking in whenever I was coming in. She's 14. Hey buddy, listen to me, okay? I need to get some information from you. What is her name again?
Carly, C-A-R-L-Y.
C-A-R-L-Y?
Carly Madison Gregg, G-R-E-G-G.
G-R-E-G-G?
She's my stepdaughter.
Alright.
Her dad lives in Starkville, and we're having all kind of problems with him. He's
Okay.
drugs and
Alright. What is your name, sir?
Heath Smylie.
Greg's stepdad took the witness stand on Tuesday and spoke about finding his wife dead and surviving the shooting.
That day, the second door was what was closed.
Yes.
I believe you said that you didn't get it open probably 3 or 5 inches before it went off. What did you remember seeing, Heath?
Just gun flash in my face, and then it went off 2 more times, but my hand was on the gun after the first shot, and I twisted it from her.
Who was pointing that gun at you?
It was Carly.
Who pulled the trigger when you opened the door?
The first one I know was Carly. After that, my hand was on the gun too, and I know I had a scratch on my thumb and all. I very well could have hit it. I know that third time.
How close, Heath, was that gun to your face when that went off?
Maybe a foot.
Did you ever get struck by a bullet?
Yes, one of them kind of grazed right through this muscle up here.
Can you tell, ladies and gentlemen, What did that feel like?
I know this sounds weird, but I honestly have never felt it to this day.
When the gun went off in your face, tell ladies and gentlemen, I mean, was your body in a state of shock?
Not at that moment. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Did you see anybody inside your home other than Carly?
No.
Walk us through, you said that you were able to at some point get the gun from her. Tell us, Heath, what is it that you remember after that?
She was screaming out of her mind, scared. It was like she had seen a demon or something. She was terrified. And my first thought was there was an intruder somewhere, and she thought she was after somebody else.
And to be clear, Carly never told you that she thought somebody else was in the house, right?
No, that's the feeling that I got. She was terrified out of her mind.
And at that time, you did not yet know that your wife was dead, right?
No, not at that time.
So Carly's scared. She's screaming when she shoots at you. How many shots went off from that gun?
At that time, there was 3.
What type of gun was it that you took from Carly?
It was my Taurus revolver.
And what type of what caliber of weapon is that?
So the gun is a .357 Magnum, but I think it had 38 special rounds in it. If the gun's a .357, it can also shoot 38s. A little bit lighter recoil.
And what color was that gun?
It's just the gun matte silver.
Prior to taking it out of Carly's hand, where was the last time you saw that gun?
Ashley kept it on her side of the bed. So it had been there for probably a couple years.
When you say on her side of the bed, was it on a nightstand or was it somewhere else?
I think she kept it. We had little cubbies underneath the edge of the bed the mattress is sitting up on. I think it was sitting up under there.
Between the mattress and the cubbies,
Well,
underneath
I think
the
it was
mattress?
I think she just had it in a cubby under there.
Was the gun just loose or was it in some sort of holster the last time you saw it?
I do not recall that. It was a while back. It had been sitting for a long time.
Did you have other guns in the house on that day?
Yes, I had an old shotgun that I've had for years that's unloaded in the closet, and I had an AR that I had gotten. It was also unloaded in the closet.
Were there some other guns maybe in a safe too, somewhere?
There was a Glock in the safe.
Oh.
There was a BB gun probably in the house somewhere too. I don't know.
Do you know if Carly knew the location of any of those guns?
She probably knew about the 2 in the closet, but like I said, they were unloaded, and the last time I had tried to talk her into shooting, she was too little to even hold them up. They're heavy, big.
And you had several guns in your house. Did you and Ashley ever go shoot guns?
Yes, we did.
That was something y'all enjoyed doing together?
Yes.
When you took the gun out of Carly's hand, what did you do with the gun?
I was holding on to it, and like I said, I at that time thought there might be someone else in the house, like an intruder or something, so I immediately started checking the house and looking for Ashley.
Did you attempt to call Ashley also?
I did.
I want to take just a step back, Heath. You get the gun from Carly. You said that she was screaming. What did she do next?
She fell back into the kitchen island, just kind of straight back onto her butt, and was screaming, jumped up, ran out the back door. And I mean, I'm still pretty quick and agile, but I knew I couldn't catch her. She was moving so fast. She ran out the back and took off, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch her, so I turned around, stepped back in, and I locked the back door behind me.
Do you know why you locked the back door?
Because I was thinking there might be someone else out and about and around, in or out of the house. So I went to checking the house.
Do you remember telling anybody that you were in such shock that you didn't even try to shoot Carly back or anything like that?
No, it was very evident to me immediately that something was very, very off with Carly. The way she was screaming, the way she looked, she was moving so fast.
In Carly Gregg's trial, her drug use played a significant role in the tragic events. On the day of the murder, her mother, Ashley Smylie, confronted her after discovering vape pens and other drug-related items in Carly's room. This confrontation escalated into a fatal argument. Friends of Carly testified that they had been concerned about her behavior, including her marijuana use and reliance on burner phones. One friend was so alarmed that they felt compelled to inform Ashley about Carly's actions, which likely contributed to the tension that led to the shooting. The discovery of Carly's secret life involving drugs may have been the breaking point that triggered her to fatally shoot her mother, adding another layer of complexity to an already disturbing case. Dr. Jason Pickett, a psychiatrist, described Gregg's actions as diabolical with her mother. Pickett that on March 19th, Carly was experiencing a mental health crisis that went unnoticed by those around her, including her parents and friends. They claim Carly did not intend to cause harm that day. Her actions were influenced by her unrecognized mental health struggles, underscoring the tragic complexity of her situation.
Pickett, you talked about some of the text messages that you reviewed. Were those messages from the day of the incident, March the 19th, 2024?
Yes, some of them were. I reviewed text messages for a long time, various people, but yes, I did review text messages from the time, very close to the time of the offense.
So I want to walk you through that. So the messages that you reviewed, can you kind of tell the ladies and gentlemen about why that was important in rendering your ultimate opinion?
Yes. So the text messages at the time of the offense are a window into her mind at that time. And having her words that close to the time of the offense is a pretty good window into her mind and what she was thinking and how she was doing at that time, in my opinion.
And I asked Dr. Gugliano, I believe you're present in the courtroom, it's not very common that we actually have like medical records from a defendant the day before they commit a violent crime, is it?
In experience, I'll have medical records related to somebody who's had a crime, but having somebody do a exam the day before is pretty unusual, rare, not the typical norm. If I have that, I'm very thankful for it.
I want to talk, when we get to your what you relied upon on the day of the incident, I want to talk a little bit more about the text messages and things too. I want to call your attention to something in your report where you talked about that Carly's responses seemed almost textbook perfect. Tell us what you meant by that.
Well, when I would ask her to tell me about some of her reported dissociative spells, she would give an answer of, well, I just felt like I was outside my body, like I was right here. She kind of did that hand motion like that and said, it's like a dream, like I was just watching myself. And that was, for example, was about racing thoughts. I asked her to, can you elaborate on that? Tell me more about your racing thoughts. I think she said it's like the ocean. And sometimes, from experience, people who may not actually have a diagnosis will have trouble going beyond the simple textbook cliche answers. Whereas when I see people who legitimately suffer from schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or even I've seen a few rare that actually had a dissociative disorder. It is rare. They usually can vividly describe these things to me, and oftentimes I see them objectively. They can't hide it. Sometimes they don't even have insight into it. And when somebody comes to me at the state hospital, I mean, it's hard to give a impression of racing thoughts, but these patients, they go from 0 to 100 and their thoughts are one after another, boom, 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 and they may or may not connect, and their pressured speech, it's hard to get them to stop. It's very obvious when they're to that degree. If they're psychotic, it's even more obvious. In my opinion, you don't have to be a psychiatrist to recognize some of these things. Their cousin or their mother or their brother will say, Johnny's not doing good, doc, and they'll drop him off in the ER or they'll drop him off at the state hospital. Well, they'll get committed and come to the state hospital, but it'll be very obvious.
The defense's strategy hinged on painting a portrait of a troubled mind, one weighed down by the heavy burdens of family strife and personal anguish. They sought to unravel the complexities of Carol's psyche, illustrating a life marked by turbulence and conflict. Each witness called to the stand revealed snippets of Carol's life, stories of strained relationships and moments of desperation that culminated in a tragic act. As the trial unfolded, the defense team navigated the delicate task of humanizing Carol. They aimed to foster empathy among the jurors, portraying her not merely as a perpetrator, but as a victim of circumstance. With each testimony, they painted a vivid picture of her emotional landscape, filled with shadows of despair and flickers of hope that had been extinguished. Yet, amidst the sorrow and strife, there was a chilling juxtaposition: Carol's demeanor. Photographs of her smiling alongside her stepfather during the trial circulated, evoking questions that pierced through the somber atmosphere of the courtroom. How could someone who had committed such a grave act display such a sense of calm? The defense grappled with this unsettling duality. They emphasized the dissonance between Carol's outward appearance and her inner turmoil, suggesting that the smile was not one of triumph, but rather a mask, a fleeting moment of normalcy in an otherwise fractured existence. As the trial reached its crescendo, the fate of Carly Gregg hung in the balance, a reflection of society's struggle to understand the complexities of crime and the minds behind it. As of now, there is no decision yet on how many years she will receive for her crime, leaving lingering questions and unresolved tensions in the courtroom.